Hey guys, and welcome to another one of our book hauls. And I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but most of the book hauls are actually just by me without Farah, and that's she hasn't gotten any new books because she just stopped requesting books because of the second reason, which is B, school, and she's basically drowning in school, and hopefully she'll be done by the end of this month, or actually mid-July. She'll be done by mid-July, and that's when she'll, you know, show up more in videos. And so she's doing okay. I know a lot of people have been asking about her, and she is doing okay, and she's doing alright, but she's just drowning in studying. So I have 10 books and an unboxing of a book and a letter from an author. So this is exciting. And yeah, I was going to wait until I got my For a Divergent Collection book, but Chapters called me today and told me that the books were sent to Ottawa. My book was sent to Ottawa along with some other books, so there's been a mix-up. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna wait. And then I saw the package in the mail and I'm like, you know what, let's just do an unboxing plus all the other books. Even though yesterday I got an amazing package from Harper, but I just couldn't wait. So I'm like, yeah, I already unboxed it. So anyways, let's start with the books. The first two books are from Raincoast Canada, and the first one is Reckoning by Carrie Wilkinson. This book already appeared twice on my videos, on my TBR as well as my currently reading, and I'm actually currently reading it and I'm almost done. I'm on page 240, and I really do like it. It's a very fast-paced, really quick read, and there's a lot of gruesome parts in there, gory stuff that I can't deal with, but I really like it. I like how the author doesn't, you know, shy away from showing how they are. So it talks about a girl who has to take a reckoning, which is a test, and then that puts her either to become an elite, a member, an inter, or a trog. Elite are the best, trog are the worst. And also from this pool they choose someone to become an offering from each district of sorts, but not really district because that's Hunger Games. And she gets chosen and she has to go to the castle where the king is, and then she finds out these really horrifying things and she's trying to escape. So that's her trying to escape. And I really like it so far. The next book that I got from Raincoast Canada is Some Boys by Patty Blount. I already read this book. Kind of disappointed in this book. It talks about a girl who was raped, and she basically says that the town's golden boy was the one who raped her, but no one believed her, and everyone slut-shamed her, and they kept on calling her a liar, and they ridiculed her, and it was just unbelievable the way they treated her. And I feel like the synopsis was a bit misleading. It said here that even her family didn't believe her, but that's not really true. Also, it says here that Ian, the guy that she meets, doesn't believe in all that stuff, and he actually believes in her, and Ian is the rapist's best friend. However, Ian doesn't believe her. Like, it took him this whole book just to believe her. So I'm like, no, that's misleading. And there's a lot of things here that some of the male characters think and say that pissed me so much. But anyways, I feel like I might do a review about this book. And I gave it 3 or 2.5 out of 5 stars. The next book is also from Raincoast, but I got it from the author because I've been telling her how much I'm dying to read this book, and she just tweeted me one day and told me that she can send me a copy when she gets her ARCs. It is Breathe Annie Breathe by Miranda Keneally. I already read this book and I loved it. I already filmed a video review of it that I will be editing soon. And I really liked it. And it talks about a girl whose boyfriend passes away, but her boyfriend was training to run a 26-mile marathon. So in honor of her boyfriend and just finishing this that he's always wanted to do, she starts running and training to enter into this marathon and finish the 26 miles. And then she meets a guy, and it's just, you know, what I like about here is that it doesn't focus on her struggling to move on and her feeling guilty that she's met someone else, because that's not what she does. It's more about her journey to be able to run the 26 miles, and there's even like logs every week because she signs up to with a trainer, and just the logs and all that stuff. And I just really liked this. I really liked it. It's my favorite out of this whole companion novel series. 5 out of 5 stars. The next book that I got is from Atria, which is a division of Simon & Schuster, Canada specifically, and it's Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Sorry for the airplane sound. So I already read this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I just need to give a heads up that this is way more mature than her Slam trilogy and even her Maybe Someday books, I would think, book. And yeah, the characters are pretty messed up, and yeah, I don't want to give anything away. So Colleen Hoover fans, I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy this one. And then goes the 2 books that I bought. The first is one that I was supposed to show in my older book haul, the one with the book outlet books and the contemporary books. For some reason I didn't. And it's Live Through This by Mindy Scott. Before this book even came out, I read an excerpt, I think I said that right, I don't know, online, and I loved it. I'm like, I need this book ASAP. But then, you know, with blogging and getting review books, and you just don't have the time. So then I saw it in the book outlet and I'm like, I'm buying it. And it sounds amazing. And it's just, you know, it sounds like a cute contemporary, but there's some secrets going on and crossing the line and unforgettable powerhouse of a novel. That's what it's described as. So I'm really excited to dive into this one, especially since it's really short. Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. Already read this book. I initially gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but I feel like now that I'm thinking about it, it's not really a 5 out of 5 star. Because A, I was not book hungover at all. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Let's move on to the next book. And like the way I was for Ignite Me and Allegiant, I was like, oh my god, I was so book hungover. But for this one, I wasn't. And I love the writing and everything, but I feel like I don't like the ending. So more like a 4 or 4.5 out of 5. So not really that bad, but still not a full 5. And then I got an amazing package from HarperCollins. Oh my god, that package was amazing. I got 4 books in that package, and they're all books that I am dying to read. The first one is Rites of Passage by Joy N. Hensley, and I already requested this off Ed Lewis, but I really wanted like an actual physical copy to read. And this talks about a girl whose brother dares her to join the Cadet Academy or something like that. But her brother passes away, so she's like, it's his final dare. And they've always had this thing where they would dare each other to do things. So she goes, and she's the first, she enrolls in the first female class in this academy. But apparently things happen, and they get like really, they start doing the whole hazing thing, and it becoming dangerous. I can't speak. It becoming dangerous, and apparently there's this really old secret society of men, and they want her out. And there's this whole forbidden romance between her and her sergeant, I'm guessing. So it sounds really good, and I'm excited. And this one comes out in September. The next one is another one that I wasn't that excited about, but after I watched the Epic Read girls talk about it, I'm like, okay, I want this book. And it's Don't Touch by Rachel M. Wilson. And the story, the idea behind this one is just amazing. It talks about this girl who, her parents, I guess, split up or got a divorce, and she wants them to get back together. So she decides that if she doesn't touch anyone, then her parents will get back together. And it sort of develops into this sort of psychological issue, and she just doesn't let anyone touch her, and she does not touch anyone. However, it interferes with her want to audition for the part of Ophelia in the play Hamlet for her school, because she's an aspiring actress. And yeah, it goes from there, and I really like the sound of this one. It sounds really, really good. Third one is not a contemporary, and I wasn't that like excited about, but when early reviews came for this one, and from a lot of people that I trust, I was like, yeah, I need this. And it's The Jewel by Amy Ewing. And this is The Selection Meets The Handmaid's Tale. I'm not a big fan of The Selection, but it says a darkly riveting YA debut where all that glitters may not be gold. So the main protagonist, Violet, is brought to by the surrogacy auction by the Duchess of the Lake into the royal life. So I guess she becomes a surrogate to the Duchess. And basically the jewel hides its brutal reality, which is filled with violence, manipulation, and death. So she goes back to that place, and, you know, all that politics. Violet must accept that she will bear a child for the Duchess as well as the ugly truth of the city, all while trying to stay alive. Before she can accept her fate, though, Violet meets a handsome boy who is also under the Duchess's control, and a forbidden love erupts. Towing the line between calculating and rebellious, Violet must decide what and whom she is willing to risk for her own freedom. I'm a bit wary about the whole forbidden love part, but as I mentioned, a lot of people that I know already read it and really enjoyed it, so I'm excited for this one. And this also comes out in September, as well as Don't Touch comes out in September. And the last book that I got is Alice Cooper's The Death of Us, and the people at HarperCollins are really excited for this book. And it's actually really short. And Alice Cooper's is the one who wrote 40 Things to Tell You. I think it has the really pretty cover. 40 Things I Want to Tell You. Yeah. And here it says, a recovered friendship, a dark secret, and a love triangle with a deadly angle. So it's very mysterious, and it talks about a girl who is shocked when her friend appears after an unexplained 3-year absence. And the girls pick up where they left off, and suddenly Callie Summer, is full of parties, boys, and fun. But beneath the surface, things aren't what they seem, and when a handsome boy with a dark past gets tangled up with Ivy, the girls' history threatens to destroy their future. So I really want to give this a try, especially since it's like 200 pages. And the cover isn't out yet, of course, so excited about this one. Okay, so moving on to the little packages. The first one is from an awesome author who wrote an awesome dystopian trilogy that I love. It's Article 5, who is Krista Simmons. And her new book, Arrow, the cover was revealed for it and it's so gorgeous. And I'm just dying to get my hands on it. So, let's do this. Ooh, I got a signed bookplate of Article 5. Oh, that is just, I'm gonna covet this. And it's signed, so I'm really happy. And then now this one. This package. So I email the publicist at Penguin yesterday telling her that I want a specific book and if she has a copy available, because the book already came out, but I would really like to read it because I heard the author's amazing and all that stuff. And she's like, she actually has one copy left and she just put it in the mail for me. So I was really surprised when I found it in the mail today. So I thought I was gonna get an ARC, but it looks like it's a hardcover, which is exciting for me. And oh my god. Yes. It's Jojo Moyes 1+1. Okay. I'm so excited for this one. I did not think she's gonna send me a finished copy, so this is really exciting. The synopsis sounds amazing. Maybe I should just tell you. It says, you're one single mother. Suppose your life sucks a lot. Your husband has done a vanishing act. You're trying to keep your family afloat with 2 jobs and 2 children. You've always been an optimist, but it isn't easy. That's Jess Thomas's life in a nutshell, and it's about to get a whole lot more complicated. Jess's oddball teenage stepson is being bullied, and her math whiz daughter has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that they can't afford to pay for. Jess has spent her life doing the right thing, but what if, just this once, she did something that was definitely the wrong thing, something that might make all the difference for her family? Ed Nichols is a brilliant tech millionaire whose life is falling apart when he happens upon Jess and her family stranded on the side of the road. She's stunned to realize that her knight in shining armor is Geeky Ed, a man she considered obnoxious in the extreme, but in perhaps his first unselfish act ever, he agrees to drive them, plus their pungent dog, Norman, to the Maths Olympiad and a prize that could change things for Jess's family forever. So I'm so excited for this one, and it matches so well with my copy of Me Before You. So thank you so much, Elizabeth, for this copy. I'm like so grateful. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So this is it. These are all the copies, so the books or whatever that I've accumulated in the past 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and I've pretty much only bought 2 books. I feel like I'm doing good in terms of my book buying ban because Live Through This was actually bought before the ban started, and as I mentioned, Ruin and Rising as well for Divergent Collection are both exceptions to the ban, so I pretty much have not bought a single book, so that is exciting. So these are all the books. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books and which ones you're excited about. Most of them are ARCs, as you can see, but yeah, some of them are actually already out. So let me know if you've read any of them and if you're excited by any of them and which one you're excited most about, because I'd love to know. So that is it. I hope you guys have a nice day. Bye!